Good morning 8th class. Now today I'm going to explain here chapter 13, that is more on Python. Children, as you know, Python is a programming language, and for doing work on any language you need to know some commands and used to follow some rules. So here I'm going to explain variable. Variable is a named memory location. It is used to store the data whose value may change during program execution. A variable can store only one data value at a time. When a new value is stored in a variable, its previous value gets overwritten because it can store only one data value at a time. Here the assignment operator. As you know, in all the languages, equal to sign is treated as an assignment operator. Means it is used to assign a value to the variable. In this example, you can easily see that a is equals to 10. Here the value 10 is assigned to the variable a, and this equals to sign is working as an assignment operator. A is a variable and 10 is a value here. Now in this slide there are some examples of the assignment operator. See the first one. A is equals to 100. Here value 100 is assigned to the variable a, and equal to sign is working as an assignment operator. In the second one also, the value 10 is assigned to variable b. In the third one, we are doing the calculation, that is c is equals to a minus b. Here value 90 is assigned to the variable c. And the last one is print c. Here I am going to print the value of that variable c, that is 90. It will display on the screen. Now multiple assignments. Python allows you to assign single value to the several different variables. So we can do it in a single line or in a single statement. See how. Here I am writing a is equals to b is equals to c is equals to 1. Means all these three variables are assigned by the same value, that is 1. And all these three are indicating the same memory location. Now we can also assign the different values to different variables in a single statement by using comma. You can see that I have used here a, b, c variable with the value 1, 2 and RAM respectively. So two integers with the value 1 and 2 are assigned to the variable a and b respectively, and one string with the value RAM is assigned to the variable c. This we can do in a single statement. Now, there are some rules for naming the variable. See what are the rules. The first one is variable can be in uppercase or in lowercase. These two variables are treated as a different variables. The second one is it can be start from the letter or underscore. Means the variable name you can start from the letter as well as from the underscore also. These two are the valid examples of the variable. The last one, variable can contain the numbers from 0 to 9. We can use the numbers also in our variable name. No other character is allowed. Means rest of underscore you cannot use any another character in the variable name. A Python keyword cannot be used as a variable name. Means the word that have some special meaning in the language is called the keyword. Like here are some valid variables and some invalid variable. In this invalid variable, the first one is invalid because of this space is given. In the second one, it is starting from the number, that is why it is invalid. In the third one, here is the and sign, that is not allowed in Python, only underscore is allowed. And the last one is the print. This is the keyword, and I told you that a Python keyword cannot be used as a variable name. That is why it is also incorrect. Now keyword. Keywords are the reserved words in Python. These are considered as a special word having some special meaning. They cannot be used as variable. Here are some examples of keywords that are print, class, elif, etc. Here I am going to give the table of the keywords. Children, this you have to learn so that you can write variable name properly without the use of these keywords. Next is operators. Arithmetic operator. Python provides standard arithmetic operations for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo, and par. These operators are used with two operands entered by the user. Here in this table you can see that first one is the add operator. This is used for the addition. The second one is the subtract, that is used for the subtraction. The third one is the multiply. For the multiplication we'll use this asterisk sign and it will give the multiplication of two numbers. The next one is divide. Forward slash is used for division, and when we use this forward slash it will give us the quotient as a answer. And this is percent sign and it is called modulus sign in language, and it returns the remainder. When we divide two numbers it returns the remainder. See the example, 20 divided by 8. Here this modulus sign returns the remainder. As you know, when we will divide 20 by 8 it will give the remainder 4. The last one is the double asterisk, that is called exponent sign, and this exponent sign we use for the power. Suppose if we want to do 2 to the power 5, then we can write it like this and it will give us the answer 32. Now, division operator. Division operator is used in two ways. As you know, we are using the forward slash as a division operator. It is used to find the quotient when one value is divided by the other. So simply it will give the result in the float form, or if it is coming in decimal then it will give in decimal form. The next one is floor division. If we'll use this forward slash two times, then it is used to find the integer part of the quotient when one number is divided by other. Like in this you can see, if we'll use this floor division sign then it will return only 2. The 0.5 will not come, as this floor division return only the integer value. Now, comments. Comments are important for adding essential information for another programmer to read. These are the statements in a script that are ignored by the Python interpreter. It shows no effect on the actual output of the code. Comments make the code more readable and easy to understand. Here are two types of comments. The first one is the single line comment and the second one is the multi-line comment. For the single line comment we have this hashtag sign, and for the multi-line comment we have this single inverted comma or double inverted comma separated by the single space. So if you want to make more than one line as a comment, then you have to use these inverted commas, and if you have only single line for comment then you have to use this hashtag sign. The line that you are making as a comment, it will not display at the output window. Now here are some examples of single line comment. In this you can see a is equals to 100. Here value 100 is assigned to a. If you will write this line, it will not be giving as a output at the output window. Now here is the example of multi-line comment. You can see here I have written here two lines, and for writing the two lines comment I have used here double inverted comma thrice separated by space. And if you will write a is equals to 100 and print a, it will return only the value of a. It will not show at this one at the output screen. Now, basic data types of Python. Data type determines the type of data that can be stored in a variable or memory. Data stored in memory can be of many types. For example, a student's roll number is stored as a numeric value, whereas address is stored as a alphanumeric character. Python has various inbuilt data types. The three basic data types I'm going to explain here. The first one is integer. It represents integral number without any fractional value, or number without any decimal value is called the integer. And in language we will write only I and T. int is a keyword here. And the second one is float. It represents floating point value, means the number with the fractional part or decimal part. The fractional part of floating point number may also be 0. Now here are some examples. You can see these are the examples with the decimal values. Now the next one is string, that is str. A string data type represents a string of characters enclosed within quotation mark. It can be a single or it can be a double quotes. For example, you can see here my name. This is treated as a string because it is covered within the double quotes. And here I am using here the number 765. This is enclosed within the single quote. That is why it is treated as a string, no matter that it is a number. Here is the program for the addition of two numbers. You can see here I have used here the single line comment. Here a is equals to 12, that is 12 is assigned to A. B is equals to 16, 16 is assigned to B. And now I have used here the arithmetic operator, that is add. So by writing the print sum is equals to C, we will get the result of this addition. Now see the output. Here you can see when you will add 12 plus 16, you will get 28. Now in the next one you can see here is the program for finding the area of rectangle. You know what's the formula for area of rectangle? Area of rectangle is the length into breadth. So here the value of length and breadth is given, and we have done the calculation over here, and this is the print statement. And after writing the print statement, when you will run the program, you will see the output like this. The area of rectangle is 30. The next one is program to calculate the square of number. Here square, you know how we can calculate the square. Suppose if we want to calculate the square of 9, then simply by multiplying the number twice, you will get the square. So in the program you can see in num we have assigned the value 9, and in square we have assigned the value num into num, and by print statement we will get the output. Now see the output. Here square of number is 81. As you know, the square of 9 is 81. Thank you class.